today it's Webinar Wednesday, where each week I'm going to answer your nutrition questions and any health questions that you have as well. Give you some free training on topics that you've asked about all right here on social media. So my name is Bethany and I am the nutritional consultant and owner of Nutritious&Delicious. So if you're watching here live today, type in a question as I'm talking here, and we'll go through the questions here at the end and I'll try and answer them for you here live today. So now some of my viewers have been asking me here, I know how to eat healthy, but I just don't know the right amounts of foods for my body. So this is the topic today. We're talking all about how much should I be eating. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips here to take away today to be able to use for yourself. So this is a great question, and I find that a lot of people struggle with this because it comes up with a lot of weight loss issues for people. So the other thing I have as well for you guys is a special bonus here at the end, because I'm going to tell you about a cheat sheet that I have that you can actually take home today. So let's get started, you guys. So the first thing is I usually suggest to people, which is pretty cool, is that you can use your own individual body to use as a measuring guide. Now, your hands are your greatest tools. So what you actually need to do for your meat is only use the portion of your palm down, so not the entire thing. And you kind of want to go for like the thickness as well of like how thick your own palm of your hand is, because every person's body is going to be uniquely different. So this is actually a great way to use as a tool to help you with your meat, especially animal meat as well. Now, when you cup your hands together here like this, you can put as much vegetables as you can in here. So that's usually about 2 cups worth of veggies. Most people, I typically find, aren't actually eating enough of fruits and vegetables anyways. Most people aren't eating enough vegetables in their diet. So the other thing as well with the palm of your hand, a piece of bread should only be able to sit in the palm of your hand as well. So if you're cutting up like slices of bread, you know, you don't want to be doing that. So I actually just would make sure that like your rice as well, like rice and pasta, when it's cooked, should kind of sit in the palm of your hand. So you want to make sure, and I think people honestly have it the opposite way around. Most people, when you watch people go out to eat or have dinner at home, even spaghetti, say it's cooked, is like kind of 2 sizes full, and then the vegetables 1. So it's actually going to be the opposite way around. It's the vegetables that have to be 2, and the carbohydrates like the rice and the pasta or the bread has to be 1. So that's where people have it backwards, which is a really good way to kind of see like what you're doing in total for your food, right? So if you're overeating any of these things, it's really, really easy, especially this one. So for things like healthy fats, this is like your nuts, your seeds, your avocado, your coconut oil, your olive oil is only as big as your thumb. And that is not very big at all, but that's honestly like all you need. Even peanut butter, like most people just kind of scoop, and you know, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter alone is 100 calories. Same with, you know, healthy fats and stuff, right? So like, I think it's like a tablespoon of olive oil is like 60 calories. It's a lot of stuff in there. It's healthy for you, that's correct. But if you're eating like 2 or 3 avocados a day, that's a lot of calories. Like just half an avocado on its own, I'm talking like a large one though, is typically 150 calories for half. So that is quite a lot of calories just for the healthy fats alone, and that can take up a lot of the food for your day, right? So it's kind of time for your body to start, you know, being your guide, right? Because we're all unique. We're all going to be, you know, different sizes, like, you know, as well as height and stuff as well. So that's why your tools right here, usually if you're out to eat, you know, if you're eating meat, usually when you're going out, it's typically like, I find massive, like it's usually 2 to 3 times portions than you actually need. So a lot of people just eat it because it's there, and you know, you're not really kind of judging like, you know, am I hungry? If you eat half of it and then see how you feel, typically you're still not that hungry after. So just box it up and take it with you as well. Another great way, so this is number 2. Another great way to determine if you're actually eating enough or too much is to check out your energy levels and to see if you are exactly absorbing the food that is going in your system. So what's happening is sometimes we eat so much that our body is still starved of nutrition, and therefore we eat more, and this is known where we eat junk food. So if we're eating lots of junk food, it's full of calories, and it's, you know, everything's been taken away from it, like the nutrients and everything. So it actually pulls from your system to absorb, you know, the foods in it and break it down, which kind of sucks. And that's why a lot of people don't feel very good when they're eating junk food. So a lot of the food that we've got in our society now, it's been taken away from, like being in the garden, you know, coming from the cow, like at the farm, coming from the fisherman's line. Like there's so much stuff now that's, you know, genetically modified. Unfortunately, it's processed, like, you know, fish is coming from a farm now, like farm salmon, and they're fed various different things that we don't even know about. And it's not a lot of wild caught food anymore, or, you know, grass-fed beef or chicken, things like that. And that's where you kind of end up having to pay a little bit of a higher price for organic foods now, because there's less of that happening. So like I said, there's way more calories in that kind of food, like junk food especially, pre-boxed foods as well. Like I'm talking about the ones that you get frozen in the grocery aisle. You think you might be doing yourself a favor, but you don't actually want to be taking those little frozen boxes home, because there's tons of salt in them, and they'll just whack your water weight up like super fast, even if it's like some lean, you know, dinner or whatever it is that it's, you know, telling you it is on the box. So you're getting way more calories than you've bargained for, just because of all the processing and all the stuff that's kind of stuffed in there, right? So the third one here, some of us have no idea in how much we're eating truly in the first place. And I get so many people saying to me, well, like I eat really healthy foods, but I'm still not losing weight. So the reason for this is pretty simple, is that you may just need to track your calories and find out actually how much in your macronutrients, that would be your carbs, your healthy fats, and your protein, how much you actually eating in your day. Because like I said, there's a lot of people that say to me, oh, I eat really healthy, and then once I look at their food, a lot of the food can be coming from either drinks alone, like lattes, things like that, like syrups, things that we don't usually consider like food because we're just like drinking it. Or even things like, yes, avocado is another one. People are, you know, taking a couple of those a day. Oh, they're healthy fats, they're really good for you. Yes, that's correct, but they also contain calories, and, you know, you don't want to be overdoing it in your macros as well. So what I have is, I actually have some good news for you on that one. Nutritious and Delicious does have its own app, and it goes to your phone and your desktop, and I can give you the blueprint to give you your individual macros, so your carbs, your protein, and your healthy fat for what you need for your body, to start you out here, and then you can do that all for yourself. And the cool thing about that is that you can actually text me through the app, so I'm actually watching you and what you're putting in, so it's like I'm Big Brother on the other side there. So if this is something that actually interests you and you want to stay accountable, and you want to try this out for yourself first, then there is a link in the video here for you to kind of get set up, and you can do this anywhere in the world as well. It's it's not limited to certain places, and it's great because I'll be in the back pocket for you on your phone, helping support you along the way. And if you need some guidance, just ask me and I can be there helping you as well. So the other special thing I have for you guys is I have a weight loss cheat sheet for you guys. So this is all in one page, and it's beautiful, and I will be able to email that to you guys if this is something that you would really like to have, and just to kind of get on the track for yourself, just to kind of start yourself on this healthy journey. That there is actually a join email list at the link as well in the video as well here. So if you're struggling, if you're kind of wondering like what's going on, like am I not eating enough or am I eating too much? I think a lot of people don't have the tools in a sense of knowing what they're really doing. So it's kind of just like having someone look at like what you're doing in general. You might just be eating too much, say, usually it's more carbohydrates. Like I find more than anything, people are over consuming the carbohydrate side of things. They're really lacking in the protein, and then the healthy fats, you know, give or take, some people are actually usually on the low side of that too. Now, if you're doing something like a keto, which some people, you know, have been doing kind of on their own, most people for that are actually using probably it's a good 60% of healthy fats, and then they're doing protein probably a good, you know, 30%, you know, carbs are like 10%, so it's actually really, really low. If you're wanting some help kind of doing that and you're kind of just been doing it on your own, I can help you out with that as well and set your macros up for that if that's something that you want to follow and actually track it. Because even if you're following a plan, a lot of people are sort of just winging it, and then they're kind of like, oh, what's going on? Like, I don't understand, like I'm still not losing weight. And it could just be some water weight that is going on. The other issue I find for people, if it's not just water weight, it's hormonal health. If you have some hormone stuff going on, I find usually the most stubborn times for people are menopause and after having a baby, because your hormones are quite imbalanced at that point in time. And that's where I think we need to kind of look at sort of what you're doing with your food. Are you keeping your blood sugar stable throughout the day? There's so many factors that go into each individual, and that's why like as a broad spectrum, it's really hard to kind of tell everybody to do the same thing, because it doesn't work for everybody, right? Like I said before in my last video, keto works for some people, and it doesn't work for others. Like I've said before, I've had clients where we've done intolerance testing with them and found out they're not digesting proteins properly. And like, there's no point you being on a keto diet if you're not actually digesting the foods properly. So it's kind of looking at the person's individual body. Another big one is your mental state. That is massive, like massive. In our membership, that's all I talk about in the first couple of months, is because if you can't get past your mind, you're not going to get into the physical aspects of it, because you hold yourself back. And a lot of it has to do with the tapes that you play in your head. So when you say, do you really know how much you're eating? A lot of people are like, yeah, I know what to do, but a lot of the times we block ourselves. And I find a lot of it for people is kind of getting towards the end of the day. We're tired, our body is lacking nutrition, we're trying to overcompensate with foods, with sugar. A lot of people drink caffeine throughout the day, so that's also an appetite suppressant, and it brings things down, right? And so in the evening, we're kind of getting to that like slump 3, 4, 5 o'clock p.m. And most people are trying to get those pick-me-ups, like candy bars or takeout on the way home. And restaurants are massive for over-consuming how much we actually eat. So that's something also to look at as well. And like I said, you guys, there is the questions if you want to ask something here, and I will answer it for you. And then if you want to do the app and follow and find out what it is that you're actually eating on a regular basis, and I can be helping you out with that and giving you some more accountability. And also the email list here, and then you can get the weight loss cheat sheet as well for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I have another one coming out scheduled for next week for you guys. And that one actually is all about why am I overeating at nighttime. So it kind of plays into this a little bit, because I find the most problems people have is in the evening. I don't typically find most people are having the issues in the morning or nighttime. So we're going to go into that topic. If you have a question about it, just ask me, or if there's something that you would like me to talk about, then please leave it in the comments. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day in good health. Bye for now.